In Tears of the Kingdom, there are no Sheikah shrines to grant Link spirit orbs that can be exchanged for more health or stamina, but stone cone structures with a green spiral above it, going up vertically and sending Link where? To the arrival points on the Sky Islands, filled with spiritual automatons, puzzles, and eye-like symbols, testing Link's power, wisdom, and courage. All are tied to the mystery of Link's new powers against Ganondorf, along with a deep secret which we'll explore in depth after you leave a like, subscribe and press that notification bell as we have another deep dive, researched together by Greek Ancient Searcher for you. Alongside the February trailer, Nintendo for the first time revealed this symbol on their website and collector's edition pin box of the hand power symbols. 2 eyes below what? A symbol that can be seen twofold. A closed lotus and a pine cone above a nose. We believe this symbol right here points to what is the starting point and what Link is led to achieve in Tears of the Kingdom. A resolution that might also solve the secret origins and powers of the Sheikah tribe and their eyes seen on the leading Sheikah foreheads, aiming for mortal spiritual enlightenment through meditation, a state of mind moving away from darkness towards light, or the better characters that we can become. This transition of becoming a better character while keeping all the good parts is also suggested with the Ouroboros symbolism, a serpent eating its own tail to reveal the new skin underneath, renewal and new life. The combination of the Sheikah and the Zonai were hinted throughout Breath of the Wild. We saw it in Lome labyrinth structures that are now in the sky, the shrines which tested Link's worth of the heroic green, the Master Sword as seen in the Trial of the Sword, and finally, Monk Koshia's floating sky trial and mechanical reward. Since what did the ancient Sheikah monks represent with the eye symbol covering their faces? Mortal enlightenment to reach immortal divine knowledge. Though this nirvana came at a sacrifice, as pretty much all awakenings do in Zelda. Zelda's awakening happened in the moment of Link's collapse, while Link gains his new hand when Zelda falls. And we clearly hear her say,
"Please, lend him your power,"
in the February trailer. Link's awakening, no, not that, but a spiritual one, where his new functional spiritual arm brings him up to the sky, the home of spiritual and divine immortal power. In the September 2022 title reveal trailer, we saw Link push a giant stone dual door, much like in Skyward Sword. In Skyward Sword, possibly Director Fujibayashi's first hint to the dual Ouroboros. But this is also where the similarities end, as beside the dragons we find the concentric circle design, found all over this game's branding. Below them, on Link's level, we have an eye which splits up as it opens. The same split eye design we find in the official assets from the website. But why an eye for the Zonai when they already had the spiral in their ruins in Breath of the Wild? As the spiral is the embodiment of what is hidden within the hidden eye, the golden circle which has been with us since Ocarina of Time. Just like the Lens of Truth, which looks remarkably similar to the shape of Princess Zelda's new Sheikah slate in Tears of the Kingdom, an item that allowed us to see what the naked eye could not. It all comes down to the third eye of enlightenment, which is believed to be found inside the human brain and emphasized through long-gone civilizations. Unlocked through the pineal gland in the shape of a pine cone, a part of the brain which is linked to our body's perception of light, responsible for our internal clock, including the sleep-wake cycle. And we all know what power is associated with light in Zelda: divine. This biological mechanism is forcing the human body to react and adapt to environments, activated by light exposure passed through the human eyes. Like the pine cone that only opens to disperse its seed when light conditions are right, so does the human body and soul through the pineal gland. Or if you prefer, the connection between the mortal, physical realm of the living body and an immortal realm of our spirit which is not visible to our two naked eyes. In the case of Tears of the Kingdom, Link's new spiritual hand is his new gateway to this realm of trials when the Master Sword, originally the green sword of the goddess, is broken. Throughout the span of human history, pine cones have been a symbol of human enlightenment, resurrection, eternal life, and regeneration. Still, this state of mind can only be achieved through our spirit, not our bones and flesh. Fascinatingly, pinecone spines spiral in opposite directions, and these spirals have the shape of the golden ratio spiral, found in nature and even in the space of galaxies, called phi. Zelda director Hidemaro Fujibayashi seems to have been inspired by its divine knowledge to name the spirit of the Master Sword Phi, with emphasis on the Greek letter Phi as the pronunciation. In previous theories, we have detailed the importance of spiritual energy or the fifth heavenly or divine element, ether, an endless source for sophisticated technology and levitation in Castle in the Sky, the Studio Ghibli movie that has clearly inspired Tears of the Kingdom's Sky Islands. Ether, the fuel that can be used to build and power weapons, hence the hint of the new repaired end of the Master Sword in the international logo. The main function of the pine cone is to keep a pine tree's seeds safe from darkness and only open up when hit by light. The shape resembles both the decorative flowers and the pine cone-shaped rocks and the green spirals seen in Tears of the Kingdom. These cone structures could act like the bird statues in Skyward Sword, in the opposite direction of the Sheikah shrines which brought us underground in Breath of the Wild through elevators. But is there a real-life precedence when it comes to the third eye, the golden ratio and the pine cone? Absolutely, and it goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. Here, the pineal gland was symbolized with the famous Eye of Horus, and was found on the staff of Osiris as a pine cone embraced by two mirrored spiral snakes, much like the Zonai seal symbol with the Zonai eye and the two half-mirrored eyes and dragons on each side. Later in Assyria, the pine cone was found in wall carvings showing wing-mailed figures or gods holding cones in a basket, considered to symbolize the gathering and offering of divine knowledge. In Greece, the divine pine cone was placed as a decorative item on top of temples, also found on the Tirsus staff of the Greek god of Dionysus of fertility or new life. The pine cone was also one of the Greco-Roman symbols that the Vatican claimed, as seen in the giant pine cone statue, the pine cone found on the Pope's staff. Similar stone figures holding cones and a basket are located on the statues of the feathered serpent in Mesoamerica. In Hinduism, we find the temple of Angkor Wat built on the pine cone. Director Hidemaro Fujibayashi, raised in the tradition of Japanese Shinto and Buddhist polytheism, looks to the above-mentioned traditions when seeking inspiration, universal symbols of golden enlightenment, and the connection between the mortal and immortal spiritual realms. From the pine cone and up to the immortal divine knowledge of the lotus, the magical to Zelda, number 7. The Sheikah made this clear with the 7 Sheikah monks surrounding Breath of the Wild's fully powered Master Sword in the Trial of the Sword. Then we have the eye symbol and 7 spirals or Tears of the Kingdom. And where do 7 originate from in Zelda? The defiance against Ganon, but also demise. The 7 sages in A Link Between Worlds. 7 temples of Skyward Sword to reach the complete Triforce. The 6 sages plus Zelda in Ocarina of Time. The 6 maidens plus Zelda, and before them, 7 wise men in A Link to the Past who sealed Ganon at the only point in the timeline where he held the complete Triforce. For anyone wondering, sage is wise man in Latin, so there you have it. Or actually, there is more, since the third eye is the 6th chakra point of the 7 chakra, points of power in our body and our world, following 2 dragon ley lines that we covered in our 7 dungeons theory shortly after the title reveal in 2022. There we theorized that the 7 tiers surrounding this figure, but also on the steelbook case, resemble the chakra. Not only that, we also presented the world chakras, and based on these, placed the dungeons to the corresponding tribes with the following result, where the 6th chakra, or the third eye, corresponded with the Sheikah. But upon unlocking this one, there is one final chakra above it, at the top of the head, or in the case of Tears of the Kingdom, the sky. The 7 top divine chakra, or the spiritual crown chakra, represented by the immortal lotus flower, but also known as Sahasrara, much like A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds, Sahasrara. But there's also a different set of numbers divine to Zelda, namely the number 3, tied to green, furore, and courage. This was teased already in Skyward Sword, where Link awoke in the sky and made his way to the surface to defeat the evil lurking there, a quest soaked in spirituality. Starting with the Silent Realms or Trials, where the very first Link of the Sky is transported from the mortal physical to the immortal spiritual world. And what do we find in this green realm? Golden guardian automatons, and collection of tears below an open lotus flower, all to test if Link is worthy of the sacred flames of the surface to forge the Master Sword, and then upon the blessing of the goddess, finally claim the complete Triforce of the sky. The wish granted by it, which crushed demise, But in the past, where the Triforce remained in the sky, the mice cursed both the divine bloodline of Hylia and the immortal spirit of the hero to a cycle of hatred with no end. Skyward Sword's ending with the mice's last laugh became thus the first piece of demonic power in this Triforce trilogy, followed by Breath of the Wild of Blue Sheikah wisdom, and now Tears of the Kingdom of Green Zonai courage. Though also spirituality that so far has only been hinted to. The true power of the spirit, and in Tears of the Kingdom, this is none other than divinity. Which begs the question, are the Sheikah and Zonai related? And are they working together to make Link and the Master Sword, which started as the Goddess Sword, and Hero stronger, as shown in the logo of Tears of the Kingdom? There could be something to it, as both have eye symbols, both developed technology, aided Link in his adventure, and guarded seals to prevent the mice and Ganondorf from bringing death to the surface, and both are there to make the Master Sword stronger. There's a clear combination of blue and green here, as Link already got what the power of blue wisdom could offer him. He has reached the third eye and now aims for the final layer, the sky, which will grant him powers that even Ganondorf will struggle against. As Zelda stated in Japanese,
Link, このままではあなたでも勝てない.
But at the same time, Link has the potential. But he's not there yet, as he has so far only been tested and rewarded by the Sheikah of the ground, not the Zonai and divine forces of the sky. In Tears of the Kingdom, if we follow the hierarchy of chakra, Link will rise from the highest mortal enlightenment to obtain divine knowledge in the sky of the Zonai, and above them again, the goddesses. After all, the pinecone of third eye only opens under the right conditions of light, bringing us to the highest chakra, the crown chakra, the open immortal lotus. Link's returning champion blue, combined with the new ancient green dragon set, hint to this, as Link's power might derive both from the blue forces of wisdom, so the Sheikah of the surface, and the green forces of courage, so the Zonai and dragons of the sky, combined bringing Link closer to divine golden power to transform the Master Sword, and through it perhaps even claim the complete Triforce. But what powers do you think Link will end up? Sound off in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell, as it greatly helps. And last but not least, a big thanks to Greek Ancient Searcher, you for watching until the end, and to all our patreon.com/Cameron patrons, and in particular our role producer Charles. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these two awesome videos.